Debbie was specialized, right? Her start date in our system was January 1st, 1985, versus our founder, Bruce's start date of May of 1985. So technically Debbie had more seniority than Bruce did, so she got to overrule him on a lot of seniority-based deals, and she also managed to find a way to get paid 5 months before Bruce did. So that was really cool. If that date's true, which, you know, we've switched systems a couple times, but if that date was true, that means she made 36 years with us. That's a very long time. Dean just shared with me that he's only worked 30 years. So, you know, it's pretty amazing. Over those years, we've had the pleasure of working with Marilyn, Dwayne, Donnie, and we've bought at least one car from Wally, and I'm trying to buy another one, but he doesn't have any inventory. So Debbie started as a customer service representative, probably our first customer service representative, and ended up being one of our top salespeople year over year. She was always a social butterfly. I think she spent more time walking around, catching up with people than she actually did cold calling, and she was one of our top sales reps year after year. She had an amazing relationship with all of us and with most of her clients. She also had a lot of nicknames. She was called the referral queen. Debbie built her book by asking for referrals. One time I was out making calls with her, and she noticed that there was a new neighbor to her customer in the business park. So she said to her customer, she said, "Hey, I see you've got a new neighbor. Have you met them yet?" And the customer said, "Yeah, of course." Debbie said, "Can you walk me over and introduce me?" And of course, the contact said yes. So Debbie and I walked over, we met the new neighbor, and boom, she had a new customer. But her better known nickname was probably Debbie Dash or Dash. And so a lot of people have asked me why she has the nickname Dash. Well, 20 years ago when we were switching to our old, then new accounting system, we were sitting down trying to figure out what to call the items in the system and how to set them up. And every time we asked, she's like, "Hey, can we put a dash here, a dash there, or 5 dashes in a row, or 7 dashes and a semicolon?" She really liked her punctuation, I guess. And that's why we call her Debbie Dash, because everything in the system, in the old system, was ET2-150L-1-3. So that's why we call her Debbie Dash. And one last story, one of her grandkids was born at the same hospital, like literally 2 days earlier than Leo. And Leo was a surprise, like we didn't want everybody to know. So my wife and I, like we knew that Dean and Debbie were having their grandkid at that hospital at that time. And so when we went in, we had to like scout the hallways for Debbie and Dean. And the night before Leo was born, Susan and I are like outside talking about everything that was going on. And all of a sudden I see this maroon Chrysler 200 drive by, and I'm like, "We gotta go." And she's like, "What?" I'm like, "That's Dean's car." She's like, "That's like 4 rows over. How can you see that?" I'm like, "I know Dean, I know his car, I know he's gonna be here, we gotta go." So we ran and we duck around and we saw Debbie and Dean walk in. It was like we're trying to hide from them. So just a lot of connections between the Cox Ilsley family and the Specialized family, the Goldberg family. Losing Debbie was like losing a piece of Specialized. It's really hard not hearing her laugh or seeing her smile on a daily or weekly basis. I'll miss the high fives when she gets a really nice deal where she goes like this. I'll miss hearing what's new with her family and her grandkids. I'll miss working with her on accounts to provide help and support when she needs it. I'll miss her drinking Diet Coke at the bar when everyone else is not drinking Diet Coke. We are who we are at Specialized because of who she was and who she will always be for us. So we'll miss Debbie greatly. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but there was this thing still going on, but it was called COVID. And so what happened was this company used to sell a ton of like metal shelving and file folders to medical practices. And when we moved into this building, we built like a showroom. And so we had like a collapsible aisle, and we had side-by-side sliders, which Debbie sold a lot of both of them. But we, haven't sold a metal shelving unit in probably 7 years now. So we're on top of things, and we said, let's pull the metal shelving out and let's turn it into an employee lounge. So we worked with the team, We made it an employee lounge. It was fantastic. We opened it about a week before COVID hit, when everybody went home. So it's basically been sitting empty for the last 18 months. So we were trying to think about a good way to honor Debbie. We said, you know what? Like, let's name the employee lounge after her. So what I'd like to do is, I'd like to hereby rename the employee lounge the Dash Den in honor of our beloved Debbie Cox.